This is just AMZN. Thursday, January 17th, 2019. Today, just kind of how we had midday yesterday forming this triangle. Uh, this morning into early afternoon, we formed this kind of triangle. And depending on how you actually drew the uptrend line here, uh, it's possible that you were looking at this as being a breakdown right here, a retest, and you were getting in bearish here, relative highs all the way across, getting in bearish with puts, and then looking for this to continue down, just like it had broken the line here. And that could have caused some trouble. Hopefully, you had a stop in place if that's how you're playing it. I didn't play it at all today. I saw it when it was, I think, back down here after this spike, and I'm just like, man, this is going to trap some people. People are thinking this is going to break out bullish. It got above yesterday's triangle. We didn't ever get up into the 1693 price I was looking for it to roll over from. It got to it here finally. Kind of like the apex of this triangle, just way over here. We got close in the early morning. I thought, okay, that's the closest. After these wicks, it's like, okay, you get embarrassed there. And then it came down and just came right back up. And then it's like, oh, maybe this one, but it didn't get up higher. Anyway, it seemed like we were just forming this waiting pattern, But again, if you were getting in here bearish, you may have gotten trapped, may have lost more than an R. Hopefully you got out with only an R loss. And there wasn't really much signal that something was going to happen here. I mean, even the squeeze we had, we had this one break bullish with bullish momentum, lost that bullish momentum. We're going into a bearish momentum one, and then it completely reversed like right in here with this candle. And so, it looked like it was forming another squeeze to continue to break down, breaking this triangle, but it all depends on these lines. I mean, even a shallower line coming down to this price, now you're not touching as many points. And so you most likely would not have drawn it that way. This one, it's actually a really good fit, having, this low, these lows, and then almost that low, and then a breakdown here, and then a really nice inverted hammer, which does actually roll over in an evening star reversal. So, I mean, it's set up looking like it was going to continue to roll down. I was anticipating, if we gap down here, a retest to 1693 and then a rollover. We just didn't get that high. We didn't get as low of an open. But we did get a bit of a rollover. So I saw today as more of a trapping day. If you're getting in up here anywhere in this bullish, you were getting trapped, or you were getting in too late. If you waited for it to pull back and we're buying like right in here, it really didn't make that much in the options as it moved up from here to here. I guess it depends on the option. This is the calls, 1,700 calls. Let's say somehow you got in 9 by 8, based on where this broke out from. I mean, it still moved up. 9 by 8 made it up to 11. You could have made 2R, but it would pretty easily be kind of a nerve-wracking setup because it kept pulling back down into the $9 range down here. And after this kind of breakout from this downslope here, you'd expect it to hold this really well and then bounce. And it didn't really get going to bounce. It didn't really climb aggressively. It was kind of too late in the day for it to really have a big move. And overall in the day, we had an inside candle. The low was higher than the low from yesterday, and the high was lower than the high from yesterday. So it's totally an inside candle, really great resting candle. Like I said, I felt like the triangle in here, just having a triangle to open us up was similar to the midday triangle here. It didn't really show that it was going to continue to break down like this one did with the breakdown here, inverted hammer, and then a roll down. It just kind of went sideways. It didn't really gap anywhere really below. So we ended today with a bullish candle, and it's an inside candle, really good rest. You could, I guess, redraw this a little bit more like a channel, just because the lows are close enough, the highs are kind of close enough. If you look at maybe this high instead of this one, so that's a little closer to this one. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what to call these candles other than just a pennant, a little bit of a rest, and really depending on how things open up tomorrow, it could really continue on up to 1714, or it could come back down to 1665. So I don't speculate which way it's going to go because it's not really giving a clear direction there. We need some rest. It's okay if we rest another day, but look for some folks to get trapped if they're getting directional and it's not ready to go there. We had a really much lower volume day today. The last time we had a lower volume similar to this, let's see, how many? 4.3 million. Here's, so no, wait, sorry, I'm looking wrong. I was looking at this. 4.2 million there, 4.7 there. Maybe this was lower. This was 2.7. I think this was right around Thanksgiving. I think this was the Friday after Thanksgiving. So that's why that's so low right there. But we really haven't had a really low volume day other than a holiday. There you go, 4.3 on that one. So 11.6. I don't think that's near holiday. So similar volume as this one. We were the next kind of bracket of candles or of the horizontal lines. The next bracket lower volume wise to this one, but at least we got into these lines, both of them here, on either side of that the candle. This one we didn't even touch them. Yesterday we didn't even touch them. So really nice rest. We could have a little more of a pullback to 1665 to retest the highs in here and see if that'll hold. If we can get a good bounce off of that, if the 5 evens out a little bit more, if we get a little bit more of a pullback into that price, and then we could be rallying either during the day tomorrow or on Monday, Tuesday, early in the next week, get going. I do know earnings are ahead, and so I guess what I'm thinking is if it could break out a little bit, still roll back down or pause, come back to 1665, or even better, come down to the let's see, low 1500s, down to like this pivot. If we could get down a little bit lower, sorry, 1600s, not 1500s, low 1600s down in here, and have some bearish candles on the way down. And then for earnings, if we're able to gap up, we're going to trap a lot of bears. Gapping up even up to here, above here, 1720s, or way up above this, 1790s. That'd be a really explosively bullish move. Could totally happen. Or if we're able to break out a little bit, continue on up, and then we get into earnings, it's possible to have a gap down and trap some folks who are getting in here bullish. So it's just kind of the idea that I've got with earnings ahead. Just want to make sure we're talking about it because we just want to be aware of what we're getting into, why it may be moving a certain way, but we're really just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out, getting closer to earnings. In the meantime, we've got some good things to look for in terms of price levels and where we're at. Really good rest. Watch for the candles to start moving. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is just AMZN. Thanks.